And what is going on YouTube? Just another game channel, bringing you just another video. And again guys, I apologise I'm not in Destiny at the moment, don't worry, I'm sure I just need a little break from the intensity, like I've mentioned before. It's one of those games that the core mechanics feel so good, I just leave it in my PlayStation for months at a time, so when I turn it on I'm like, okay, I'll just play that. So I'm hoping to, I've been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous, but it's not something really that that I can I don't know. There's already established Elite Dangerous channels out there, and this really is a fantastic game if you love space exploration. I mean, I finally got my Corvette. I'm doing a community mission, which is to protect traders, and so you find these resource extraction sites, find the hazardous ones, and basically there's a shitload of hostile ships attacking miners and other non-hostile ships, and you go kick their ass. Get the money, turn it in, and eventually you get a big chunk reward at the end of it. So we'll show you that now. So those that know Elite Dangerous already know. So here's the mission. We're at nearly tier 5. I'm in top 10%. My reward will be 8 million at the moment, but that reward keeps going up, and then you get a chunk bonus at the end. I've turned in 20 million in credits, just under 21 from kills. But I've got the Corvette finally. The biggest Federation ship. Okay, there we go. This thing is a monster. I've got my weapons out at the moment. Sorry guys, I'm really bad with the camera. So you can't really see much of it at the moment. When we drop into Asteroid Ring, 2 huge beam lasers there. I've got a large beam laser underneath, and I've got 2 medium multi-cannons with basically acid rounds or corrosive rounds, and then I've got 2 Mark 1 multi-cannons which have overpowered modules on them. I've got efficiency mods on the beam lasers, but only to level 3 because I unlocked the appropriate engineer to get to level 5. But I've got everything set up for efficiency on my power plant as well. My large beam laser, which is somewhere under here, is also, I've got a healing mod on that, so if I target friendly players, I can regenerate their shields. So Corvette took me a long time to grind to get to the Rear Admiral rank that you need. The next step will be Imperial rank to try and get the clipper and the cutter and whatnot. But this thing's a beast, I love it. Now, my friend's got one that his has only got about a 13.8 light year jump range on it, because he's got military grade alloys armor. So have I. I put lightweight on mine because the difference between heavy duty and lightweight was only a couple hundred. Maybe 500-600. I mean, I suppose that's sizable, but you know, I thought I'll go with big jump range for now. I can always go and remodulate it. But my friend, basically, his entire ship has got additional armor modules on every single slot, more or less, apart from the ones for scanners and what have you. And then all those have been heavy duty modified, which adds extra weight. So that's the issue with his. Now mine, luckily. I tend to like my ships to be multi-purpose, multi-role, like kind of sort of like 70% military, 30% exploration and mission based. So, you know, obviously I've got prismatic and bioweaves. I'm testing out bioweaves now. The prismatic give me about an extra 1,000 shield strength, but basically they take so long to regenerate that once you're down to 1 ring, like, it can take an hour to regenerate back to full. Whereas bioweaves, for those that play, know that. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Those that play the game know that bioweaves are you've got standard shields that are stronger than bioweaves and regenerate at a certain pace. Bioweaves regenerate faster, but aren't as strong. But I've modified these with extra strength that they engineer rather than regeneration. So they still regenerate faster than normal shields, but I've added a bit of extra strength to them. A lot of shield boosters, 6 shield boosters. Then I've got chaffs and a point defense system for missile attacks. Eventually I will be upgrading a few things like this, See the 7A, I think the 7A fuel scoops, I could be wrong, but I think it's about 160 million, or maybe I'm thinking about the power plant. Sensors 8D, the D grade are the lightest. So I've got a combination. I've got 3 module reinforcement packages. Now a lot of people go for hull reinforcement. I've got 2 or 3 hull reinforcement packages on here. Okay, looks like I've got 4 module reinforcement packages. Okay, never mind. Don't think I've got any hull. But basically, I got attacked the other day, and because I had 3 of those module reinforcement packages, my hull was 4 ships, 4 players attacked me just through grieving, returning back to the base. They attacked me, and my shields went down, my hull went down to 53%. Now at that point, usually the issue isn't your hull damage really, it's with these modules start to fail. You lose your thrusters, you can't go anywhere. You lose your jump drive, you can't escape. You lose weapons, you lose life support. Your canopy cracks. You've got, you know, it's just a mess. You lose your power plant, you're totally screwed. So, but because of these module reinforcement packages take the damage instead of the modules, and they've got to be destroyed. And I've got 4 of them that take 60% damage each. And so what happened was, I managed to jump away rather than staying to fight. And I looked at my modules, and nearly all of them were 98, 99%. A lot of them were still at 100%, even though my hull was half. Yeah, so just a bit of a tip out there. I mean, I've got engineered, modified hull reinforcement modules, which I do have on my ship, or I thought I did. Maybe it's not showing up because it's not an actual module, but I'm sure I've got 1 or 2 on there. But suffice it to say, the module reinforcements are really the important ones. Now I've got a 2 fighter base, so I've got 2 different types of fighters. So basically, each of them carries 8 each bay carries 8 fighters. Once one's destroyed, it starts construction on another. Because I've got 2, I can just launch one straight away and just rotate through fighters. I've also got 2 land vehicles, the little doom buggy for flying around on planets and doing scan missions and collecting resources and things. But oh man, you know, I've had my Anaconda for so long it gutted me because I stripped my Anaconda down. I had 530 million credits, and I stripped my Anaconda down and applied everything that I could from that to this, and I still ended up spending. I mean, this ship was 100. I think I went to a system that was like 10-15% cheaper than everywhere else. So this is normally 189 million. This ship, I think I've got it for 156. I could be wrong. 163 maybe. I don't know. But look how beautiful this is, guys. You're coming to this massive gas giant, and you know I love this. The resource extraction sites. I love this view. I mean, it really is hard to appreciate what an amazing, like, you can really, you know, I just can't. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, look how smooth and beautiful this looks. You can cruise along this at like the slowest possible speeds. But as you get closer, and you've seen this in previous videos, those that have watched it, as you get closer, you'll see this beautiful, serene, cloud-like environment turn into what they really are, which is like building-size ice blocks and asteroids. So I can drop out now, but if I go slow, we'll be able to see. I mean, look at this, seamless loading. We'll slow right down if we can. Look at the mist starting to dispel the reality of it. We're going to drop in now, drop out to Super Cruise. Okay, so what we can do, deploy the fighter, give it up. I'm going to back out of this screen as is, because it's easier to
fighter is live.
Go straight to the orders to tell it to attack targets. I usually go 4 weapons and 2 shields. I don't really bother with engines. So obviously having pips in your shields gives them like better regeneration. So we've got a clipper. I've got about a 13. I've got an engineered long-range scanner, which is about 170 tons, unfortunately, in weight, which is fucking annoying. But Okay, that's deadly. So I'm going to open up the beam weapons first. Now, although the bar on the weapons, you can see the bottom right screen, when that reaches 0, the weapons still work, but your ship begins to overheat. But because of the efficiency I've got on the power plant and everything else, I can actually keep using them and I generally don't overheat. And they're more sporadic, so it's a bit better to let your weapons regenerate. But what I tend to do is use that, and then I'll open up with multi-cannons. Got 4 of those. See the corrosive damage and stripping away that hull. And he's gone. I feel like I'm going to sneeze again. So 133,000 credit. The fighter automatically attacked anything that attacked me because I've got it on defend. There's a ship I'm scanning. I'm going to go send my fighter after it. Now I can jump into my fighter any time, and the AI, my fighter pilot, the AI will take over this ship, and I can command the big ship to defend me, to attack targets, to hold position. I can jump into the fighter and scatter around in the fighter bay. So we're going to boost over there. 4 pips in engines. So I have no effects on the huge lasers yet because I run out of materials needed. I got both engineered to level 3, then I was going to go add an effect to each of them, and I run out of materials, so my bad. So we're just going to open up with multi-cannons, I think. Strip down the hull pretty quick. So there we go, he's got 206,000.
That's another strike for me.
So this is the mission essentially, but what's great about it is that you can have a group of 4 friends. Like yesterday, we had a wing of 4 together, joining up, just destroying targets, absolutely left, right, and centre. But there's a lot of grievers, so you jump back to the system to turn in your bounties. And what people tend to do, all the basic dickheads, is they just they'll wait at the star at the nav beacon, or they'll come from the station and attack you, and just ruin your day basically. It cost me 26 million to rebuy the ship. You lose any bounties that you were going to turn in towards your mission. It's just a ball ache. So I posted a message on the Elite Dangerous, and I want to keep this. I want to set up an actual military defence force. I'd kind of like. I mean, I haven't really thought about the specifics. I'd like everyone to have a healing mod on one of the weapons to help each other out. And yesterday, 3 of us had healing beams, so that was fantastic. But what I'd like is 2 capital class ships, so either Corvette or Anaconda, and 2 mid-range fast attack craft like Third Lance, maybe gunship, assault ship, dropship, something like that. A Vulture maybe, something small to mid in size, to support the bigger craft, because these big craft are tough, but like you get some good PvP players and they can just fly around you. Like in Anaconda was so slow to respond, sometimes I couldn't even get a weapon lock on people. Luckily I had the massive amounts of shields and hull and protection and a fighter to kind of stave them off and defense us, but essentially, sometimes they're so manoeuvrable and they're engineered for non-heat signatures and they're tough to get a lock on. And we're going to open up with look how small the beam underneath looks, and that's a large beam weapon. This ship's so damn big, it looks tiny, but they're too huge there, just melting. It'd be good to get effects on these, thermal cascade or something like that. Just for the fact that when I do get attacked by PvP players, it'd be very nice just to fuck them up. I'd like face sequence. I've got face sequence weapons on my level 3 weapons still on my Anaconda. So basically, face sequence, a portion of the damage just rips through shields and targets the hull. Then I've got other weapons that have got thermal damage on, converts heat, so helps the ship you're attacking overheat basically. Very useful. Right, let's send my fighter after that. It'd be nice to get these fast regenerate. Sometimes like you're smashing someone and the shields just pop back on. Now I've never had shields regenerate that fast, but I've never modified shields for fast regeneration. I should try it sometime. Buy another set of bioweaves or even prismatics for fast regeneration. Oh, that'd be fantastic. Combination of like extreme strength and fast regeneration and normal weapons. Not bad. So I do have some missile. I love missiles. They're great. I've got 2 sets of Mark 1 missiles modified. One with thermal, one with something else. I don't know. But and I've got extended ammunition. The problem is running out of ammo. It's a real problem. So until I can get them to Mark 5, even then you're going to run out of ammo. Yeah, you can remodify your ammo through synthesis with materials. You can build ammo in your ship. But in the middle of combat, you don't really want to be. I mean, I can afford to do it in this because, like I said, my ship's tough enough to take a pounding before any serious damage happens. But you know,
enemy destroyed. Can't see any more
got to make
hostile
sure you've got
craft
the
on my
right
scanner,
materials. So through synthesis, okay, I can regenerate basic or standard, which is 15% bonus. Premium, I've never been able to build those yet. Never had the materials. So all these ships scanning me are basically trying to scan me for cargo, and I've had the mistake before of having cargo on me, and if you've got cargo, everyone that scans you basically just attacks you, and hey,
in the bay. Let's go, Commander.
I did not tell you to. Did I tell my fighter to come back in? I don't think I did.
Understood.
That's weird.
Initializing fighter startup.
Really weird. Anyway, let's see if we can.
Fighter successfully deployed, Commander.
Fighter should boost ahead of me.
Affirmative. I see the target, Commander.
A 324 boost speed, not bad for a ship this size. 330, sorry, it's pretty good. Some ships are like 400, 500, 600. I've seen Eagles at 800.
Target shields online.
Pretty impressive.
Target is down.
Try and jump. Luckily, is that my point defense system? There's a Python there.
Scan detected.
Down. Something's attacking it. Alright, we're going to attack it too. It's wanted.
Scan detected.
The only problem is, ships always tend to fly in front of you, goddamn weapons, so suddenly you're wanted, and Elite really need to do something about that, because like, being wanted, suddenly police force jump in, any other PvPs, if they don't scan your warrants properly, they just think you're a killer, so they attack you anyway, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you attack back, you're even more wanted. So, if you kill people, then you've got a real problem on your hands. This really is a fantastic game. I've got a Python. Good ship.
Target destroyed.
Find them all. I'm trying to find bigger ships because they usually got bigger bounties on them.
Target shields offline.
What the hell is my ship done? Okay, nothing. Alright, send the fighter after it. Oh, lost its heat signature. I'm guessing it's dropped. It's probably dropped to thermal. Yeah, it's dropped to heat sink. So when you drop a heat sink, basically you cool your ship down to below 0. No engine signature for a while. I'm not going to be able to attack by the time it's destroyed.
Wilco, target
No,
the enemy
big
now,
anything on
Commander.
that.
Target is down.
But a lot of players will do that. They'll go silent running mode or drop a heat sink so you can't target them.
Scan detected. Frameshift charge detected.
So people trying to escape with frameshift drive, luckily I can. My ship's so big I can mass lock them. The gravity of my ship mass locks them, so their engine takes a long time to boot up. I mean, it can be a couple of minutes. If you stay on them, it's almost never. Still not 5.
Yes, Commander. Focusing fire now.
Open up with the 3 beam weapons. Nothing in weapons, damn it.
Under attack. Warning. Thermal attack. Gaining
I think it hit me with railguns then. That's the problem with big ships. The non-gimbal, the non-turreted weapons like railguns, plasma accelerators are very powerful. And if they're engineered, they're extremely dangerous. And being a big ship, it's a very easy target for more maneuverable ships to just smash me to pieces with. Well, I mean, obviously they do some damage, but I can take quite a few hits with prismatics before it's a concern. But there's no real defense against. Oh, here we go, plasma accelerator. That's what it hit me with.
Scan detected.
With the air guns. cannons. Anti-cannons even. No. I mean, Mark 2s and 1s, nice. I'd rather have 2 sets of Mark 2, I'd rather have 2 sets of Mark 3s to be honest. But, okay, so I'm getting attacked here, I'm letting it happen like an idiot. I can deploy charge, but I'm close enough that it can still hit my fault. Alright, he's gone. So you can see the outer ring of the shields down. So put more pips into shields for regeneration. So if we go to, we're at 72%. Now if these were prismatics I'd have like an extra 1,000 protection and shields, but they take so long to regenerate. I mean look, there's 1%, 2% regeneration, 3%. So it seems relatively slow that, but the prismatics I've worked out it's about 1% every 60 to 90 seconds. So it can be an hour before your shields regenerate, and so basically once I'm kind of in a fight with prismatics, they're always on red. They're always like, I've always got 1.5 bars down, pretty much more or less all the time. Now you can get shield cell banks that regenerate shield, but I don't really bother with those. Just generate too much heat. I'd have to lose shield booster generators, which I prefer the extra shield power to be honest. But you can fast track your shields on regeneration. The problem is with prismatics, they're so damn big and slow to regenerate. Even the best shield cell banks don't really regenerate much of your shields. You know, I remember I had 4 Mark 4s, size 4s, and using one after another, it didn't really regenerate my prismatics at all. Slow right down. Just don't know how to do that. He's got a shaft, I'll drop mine. Try not to hit that other ship because I'll somehow be a criminal. I can open up wheel weapons at once. Multi-cannons. But he's got the chaff active, which is large. But you get close enough and your fumes can kind of skip along the hull. So I'm getting hit with railguns right now. Or accelerators. I think they're railguns. Multi-cannons there. New weapons. Shots on the chaff, as I was saying. Won't stop. It won't help me. It won't help me against the okay, so there's my fighter. Shield regenerating pretty fast, nice. Put my pips into shields. Okay, so I'm about to hit something. Target, scan it, see what's what. I think he's going to be a bad guy. They usually are for some reason. So my fighter after that. As long as your fighter gets hits on before it's pretty much destroyed, you'll get the bounty or portion of the bounty. Other players can come in and steal your bounty at the last minute, which is freaking annoying.
Support here. My shields are gone, Commander.
Fighter lost its shields. Shit. Only 2 pips and weapons there. Not bad. There's another fighter. So I've still got a lot of engineers to unlock. I don't have materials for a lot of stuff. It's frustrating. Because I want to keep making money. Because I do want to eventually. I mean, this ship is pretty much tip-top shape, apart from some things aren't engineered yet. But there's a few components, I think like the power plant and the thrusters I want to upgrade to Class A, but it's going to cost hundreds of millions to do that. Then I've got to engineer them, so I've got to have the resources. And I've got about 225 million credits left, which took a long time to accumulate. So yeah, I want to save up. I want to keep it around that amount, just because getting destroyed, like I said, is bloody expensive. It's going to cost me 26 to 30 million a pop. ASP Explorer, good ship. Got one of those. Not used it in a long time. Fantastic little ship. But it's pretty big actually. It's actually like when you land it and get out in your buggy. And your buggy is like 6 wheels, boosters, turrets, and you can see yourself sat in it. You park next to that ship, and that ship is pretty damn big. Except that ship looks like a tiny little fighter jet compared to what I'm in right now.
That's another strike
I want to
for
find
me.
a big ship and
Enemy destroyed.
target. That's not a big ship, so I'm just going to quickly get the bounty on that. I want to find a big ship and
Yes,
target a
Commander.
subsystem
Fire
that
now.
drives. Try and destroy them. So it just floats in space, or it's power plant, so it just floats in space and can't do anything.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
And down with motor cannons. Let's try and find a big ship. Damn it. Alright,
That's another strike for me. Enemy
it's not big enough, I
destroyed.
don't think.
Yes, Commander.
Target
Focusing
shields
fire now.
offline.
So we're going to cycle subsystems. Oh, too late, it's dead.
That's another
I want
strike
to find a
for
big
me.
ship,
Enemy
bigger ship to
destroyed.
just destroy its drive, just so I can toy with it for a bit. Just watch it there float in space helplessly with no way to. I mean, if you've got a repair system on board, which normally I do, I don't at the moment. Something I probably should sort out. You can repair modules like your drive system. Cannot repair your power plant though. Aha. Right. Let's have a look. I want to target its engines. There we go. Oh, it's already at 53%. Nice. Get its shields down. Now, basically the weapons will lock onto the ship in general, but it will target the drive engines. Now, depending on the rotation of my ship compared to that ship, is whether I hit those drives or not. So ideally I'd like to be behind the ship, but it's going to want to face me to attack me, obviously. Its hull's at 46%, so problem is we're probably going to destroy it before we get a chance to take out its drive. It'd just be nice to see a ship floating there helplessly. Glad that's cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm targeting back of the ship, as you can see. Targeting the drives. Get through the shields and should start to attack the drive system. No, maybe not. It's trying. No, it's... Okay, it's not working. Focus on facing the ship right there.
Scan detected.
So look, I'm targeting back at ship. I am targeting back at ship, it's just... I don't seem to be doing any damage to the drive for some reason. It's weird.
Shields are down. I repeat, shields are down.
Okay.
I'm taking a beating. Hull down to
That's
50%.
probably
Help me,
gonna go
Commander.
Just launching. Hopefully I distract it long enough for my fighter shields to regenerate.
Target shields offline.
I'm not too bothered about dropping defences with that. It's not strong
Let's take them out
enough.
before they jump away, Commander.
Alright, so we're going to record fighter.
Enemy destroyed.
Drop my weapons away.
Starting docking procedures.
Put 4 into shields, 2 into engines. I'm going to boost up a little bit. I love the green glow on the engines. So I think I'm going to buy some additional... you can modify the ship so it looks a little bit different. I think I'm going to do that. So there's my fighter. It's fantastic when you're fighting, you dock with your own ship. So there it is docking. I mean that fighter, look at that fighter's not small. The tiny front bit is where the cockpit is, and that's quite spacious. I mean these fighters look tiny compared to this ship, which they are obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the system. I didn't need to go into Galaxy Map, to be honest. I could have just gone through navigation. But there it is. That's where we're going. That's where we need to turn in the bounties. Frame shift drive it up. Make sure so we're going to jump straight through the rings. I like doing this. You don't really jump through the rings, but it's nice to see it happen, because you obviously enter hyperspace. But it's nice when you're closer to rings and you see all that. And it's great when you're in normal space and you see a friend drop out of Super Cruise. It's just like a flash of white light and poof, there ship is. It's fantastic how they animate it up. Now, luckily the station's only 30 light seconds away, I think. Did I go to the wrong system? I really did. Okay, never mind, guys. I went to the wrong system.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, here we go. Now, it's a hostile power because I'm aligned with a different faction on the power play. I can't remember who I'm aligned with now. I was aligned with one of the Emperors, the Imperial Emperors. I think it was one of the daughters. Stacy Duval, I think. So the variation in stars and star size, I mean, white, super giant F-class stars, G-type yellows and black holes, and it's freaking fantastic, this game, guys. So there's an actual player behind me with his weapons out, so he could be getting ready to gank me. So it could try and interdict me. What I might just do is just drop out and then just jump back into Super Cruise. But it could be a good guy. It could be scanning for people who are wanted, who have been causing problems. Luckily it's early morning. The real problem is when America comes online, or people get off work, and the thousands of players descend on this system to do to do the community goal, and it's just a clusterfuck sometimes. It's fun though. It's annoying getting destroyed by complete knobheads, especially when like 4 of them just gank you. I mean, what the fuck? That's like, talk about cowardly. Luckily, when I play, I like to play in groups, so I usually have a couple of friends with me, but no one's on at the moment. So you've got to be below. Oh, I dropped out too soon. 900 kilometers away. Alright, we're going to jump back into Super Cruise for half a second. I'm going to drop straight down on thrust.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Safe to drop out. I'm just going to get a little bit closer. There we go. That should drop me out about 10-11 kilometers away. There we go. You need to be 7.5 kilometers before you request docking, with inside the range. I do have an auto dock computer on. I just find it convenient. Now it's only takes up 1 slot, but I've only got a 4 slot available, so it is annoying. It feels like you're wasting, you know. Feels like you're wasting. So you drop down to slow down, auto dock will take over. Now what I normally let happen is let it guide me to entrance, then I accelerate a little bit to disable auto dock, flying myself, slow back down again and let it land me. I'm perfectly capable of landing manually. I just find it convenient. I can do this and then go make a drink while I'm docking. So all the scans are used, all the police force, defence forces around the system scanning. There are ways to avoid scans. You basically line up and head directly in here as fast as possible, and don't bother with auto dock until you're inside. So you don't slow down basically. You line up ahead of time, and that's if you're wanted. If you're wanted and you want to get inside a station, that's how you do it pretty much. Oh, What's that mean? I don't know what's that mean. Okay. I think I accidentally I think I decreased speed too much, so I went into reverse and it cancelled the auto dock.
Landing gear deployed.
But in busy times, these pads, it'll tell you to dock at a pad and there's a bloody NPC on it. Freaking annoying. I tried docking 6 times in a row yesterday. And it was the same shit. I could not land on my pad. And then it finally gave me a different pad and there was a ship on that pad as well. So I'm like, oh.
Touchdown sequence complete. Dispatching ground crew.
So we're going to refuel and restock my ammo. Go into contact to wait any bounties. Only 500 grand's worth of all those bounties. I don't have a warrant kill scanner which will scan ships and find all the warrants on them. So if they're wanted in any system in the hub, in the bubble, which is where humanity lives, it'll add it to the reward. There's an extra 500,000. So we're probably at 21 million in total turned in earnings. There we are. Yeah, 21,325,000. Top 10% of all players. I'll get 8,000. I get 8 million. I'll probably end up with between 20 and 30 million total rewards. If this tier reaches tier 8, which it'll just keep growing. I mean, there's 6,000. Yesterday there was 2,000 players doing this. Now there's 6,900. So that's going to climb considerably. I'm trying to keep ahead of the curve. And that's about it, guys. I just thought I'd show off my my Corvette. Actually, let's have a quick look at the modules. I'm just curious to see if I do actually have hull reinforcement modules on. So I've got 4 module reinforcement modules, and I'll be honest, I've left them at other stations, so I'm going to have to transfer them to this station, which takes a bit of time, which is fine. I can transfer it, turn the game off, and it'll be there waiting. I think I'm going to jump on Monster Hunter now, and the bow that I failed with, I think that's going to be a pretty good, interesting weapon. Oh, there's my beautiful Corvette. Oh, it took me so long to get it. Alright, let's have a look. So, module reinforcement, module reinforcement, module reinforcement, module reinforcement. So we've got two hull So I like the idea of 4 module reinforcement packages, but my shield strength's 2100. Don't know what my hull is. Hang on. My hull is 2200. That's actually a lot less than my Anaconda, because I had more hull reinforcement modules on that. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll transfer over one of those. See, I'm starting to think, should I just replace one of, I could put a level, say a 5D. Oh, damn it. Let's get rid of a 4D. No, let's get rid of, okay. Let's transfer that to storage. No, yeah, but hang on, what? Okay. Let's transfer to storage. So let me just see. I know I did buy a level 7 repair system. Oh, what the hell's just happened? Okay. No. I want to transfer that back. That is not supposed to be where it's supposed to be. What have I done? What have I done? I don't know what I've done here, guys. Okay, optional. Full reinforcement package. Transfer. Store. No. Yeah, store it. That should have come up in the beginning. I really don't know why that did. Did I click on the wrong thing? Probably did. Module reinforcement. Full reinforcement, hull reinforcement. Module. Okay. Now, finally, Brad Shop. So, repair systems. Now, I have bought a level 7. This system doesn't seem to have it. Okay. This is. I've got several repair systems. Just I've kept them for different class ships, size ships. There's my prismatics. A lot of power in those, but they just don't regenerate. Oh, there's a level 6. it's useful to have one of these, because if you do get attacked and you start to lose modules like your weapons or engines, you can put it straight into repair, which is fantastic. I'm going to transfer this as well, just in case I change my mind about what I want on. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. There's a Corvette, beast of a ship. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all on the next one. So cheers.